Sam Bundy with Renlow Community News. The two big arguments I've seen in advertisements against you, one is that you maintain a residence in New Jersey and not Pennsylvania, and two, that you still have citizenship in Turkey. And by the way, I served there with the U.S. Air Force, Ankara, Turkey. So
God bless you.
Merhaba, Abi.
Well pronounced.
How do you respond to those?
I love these questions. This is when you can tell the Democrats are panicking, because these are issues that are so irrelevant to what most people are concerned about, and they're not even true. So I spent a good part of my adult life as a heart surgeon. In order to commute to New York City to make the show and practice and come back home to Pennsylvania, we bought a place in New Jersey. I still have it. The kids live there.
Okay.
We bought a place a couple of years ago right next to where my wife's family is from, which is in Montgomery County. And we bought a beautiful 35-acre property next to the church that her great-grandfather built. It took me a long time to get the permission because it's a historic district, but it's bucolic. Much nicer than my place in New Jersey. And it's where we're building a house. We cleared it all. We have paths through there. I think we're gonna have some fun parties there as well, picnics and the like, because it's beautiful and open. There are horses, it's great. And the area is a nice space called Bernathen. It's a church community just outside of Philadelphia. I am a Turkish citizen for one reason. My family lives in Turkey. And you're not allowed to go back unless you've done the things you require to keep a Turkish citizenship. And for that reason, I maintain it. Now, you might ask, why don't I give it up? I've committed to give up my Turkish citizenship when I'm elected. And the reason I don't do it before is my mom has Alzheimer's. And it's fairly significant. So for me to play a role in managing her care and to have legal standing to do that in Turkey, I have to maintain the citizenship. Much of that becomes easier if I'm a federally elected official in America, because I don't think they'll mess with my mom. So that's the basic. And I've said many times that I can love my mom and love my country too. And that's what I'll pledge to do. I mean, the love I have for America is because of my mom. You know, she came here as an AFS student. Back then they would have students come just to exchange ideas, and she ended up meeting my dad and getting married. So that's our family heritage, but it's a classic American story. They came here with nothing. They would walk on the beach and pick up bottles to return them for their refunds. And I was actually, I was born in Cleveland because my dad was, his first job was at Western Reserve training in medicine there. They were recruiting doctors at the time, they didn't have enough. So that's our family story. It's pretty straightforward, it's pretty typical as well. The issues that will get me elected in Pennsylvania have nothing to do with that though. They have to do with your concerns. The reason that you're bothered by inflation and by energy and by lack of safety in our streets and concerns about the border. Those are the topics that will ultimately drive the electorate's decision. And there are going to be lots of things thrown at me in the meantime. I've done 2,500 shows. I mean, it's a lot of television. You do 2,500 hours of anything. There's a lot of stuff you can come up with. And I encourage the far left liberal spectrum of the political group to do that because they don't have much else to run on. And the more I hear these things, the more it brings joy to me, because if they really had something to run on, they'd talk about it.
Thank you.
Thanks for asking.